Alright, today I'm talking about Dune Part 2. I loved this movie. It's so good. It's so good. I had high expectations and it just crushed it. This is gonna be me mostly just gushing about all the things I loved about it. But if you haven't seen the movie and you want someone's thoughts on it without spoilers, if you even like kind of enjoyed the first one, you're gonna enjoy this one. If you haven't seen the first one, Denis Villeneuve tried to make part 2 accessible to people who haven't even seen the first one. And honestly, I think he nailed it. I think you can go into this movie having not seen the first one. You're definitely gonna get a lot more out of it have you had seen the first one, but you're not gonna be confused. You're not gonna be lost. Like, it is a sci-fi movie and there's lots of weird sci-fi stuff, so that'll take a bit to get used to, but I honestly think that like you can go into this movie more or less blind and still get a lot out of it. But yeah, no, I loved it. I know I'm gonna get into spoilers, so there's so much that I love about this movie. Timothee Chalamet did a great job again. I really loved his performance, especially like as his character just evolved over time, because like he definitely started off as like just a cute little lover boy, and I love the relationship between him and Zendaya. I feel like their romance was believable. And then just like how much he hated the prophecy and hated all of this worship, and he just wanted nothing to do with it. But then of course as the movie goes on, he sees that there's only one path to not total destruction, and it's for him to do lots of murder, and like how much that just like hurts and pains his soul. But then like eventually he does have that big shift, because he has to have that big shift. But like it's so understandable why he goes from just like stupid propaganda to, all right, I'm the Messiah, let's go murder some bitches. And then like Zendaya is great too, because like she turns at that exact same moment from being like, you're the best, to you're not the person that I thought you were, and I don't like this. And I can definitely relate to that and understand that, but it's also just like, you know, it's a really complex situation. The story is just really, really great. I loved how much time they took to do everything. Like the amount of time of them just like being in the desert, just vibing, was great. It really gave a sense of scale and a sense of time passing. Though I know not a lot of time actually passed in the movie versus what happens in the book, because I think it's like 5-ish years in the book, whereas like it's about 9 months in the movie, which is definitely a bit of a difference. And I can understand people not being happy about that, but whilst watching the movie the first time, having forgotten about that fact, I didn't really mind. My favorite scene is definitely when Paul first rides a sandworm. Oh my god. Especially watching that in IMAX, it vibrated my soul. It was just so good. Everything about that scene is just perfect. Like the sound design is incredible. You can feel the scale of everything. You can feel the adrenaline pumping. It's just like such a magical moment. It's such a movie moment, and it just works so damn well. Javier Bardem also just crushes it. I kept being so surprised with like the jokes that essentially happened with his character, but they honestly work really, really well. He's this firm believer and he's gonna believe in Paul no matter what, and it seems absurd at times that he is believing in him. Even when Paul like flat out is just like, dude, I'm not the guy. I was not expecting to get like big crowd laughs from this movie, but it honestly worked really well. When Josh Brolin showed back up, I'm like, I've missed you. And it was so satisfying. And I really felt for Paul too in that moment, because he's just like, this is a person who's meant so much to him in his life, and now he's suddenly back, and it's just like, it's great. It's so good. It's so good. I think they did a great job with Austin Butler's character, just like really making him very intimidating and just a force to be reckoned with, and like he could shit up at any moment, but like he's focused in his madness. Plus like the black and white stuff on his planet, awesome, so cool. Yeah, no, just the whole thing was just so good. It was so satisfying. I think the end was great too, because like it definitely feels like a nice conclusion to this chapter of the story, but it definitely still feels like there is a lot more story out there, and I know there's a lot more story out there, and I'm very excited to see exactly where they go next. But yeah, no, it's just so good, so beautiful. I can't wait to watch it again. I've already seen it twice. So yeah, if you've watched this whole thing and you haven't seen it, I without a doubt recommend it. I crazy love it. It's a beautifully made, incredibly well-told story that's so interesting and just works from top to bottom. So yes, without a doubt, would recommend. And now for my ranking, I put this at number 1 in the really like section. This is out of a total of 13 new movies so far this year.